In an ancient world devastated by war, a general leads his troops with unmatched bravery. However, the scene changes drastically to a modern city bathed in the evening light. Memories of past battles seem to haunt the mind of someone who has lived a lot. Holding the victory trophy, our protagonist feels he has finally reached his moment of glory. Beside his crush, Wujai hands over the cup, believing this gesture would win her heart. But she apologizes coldly, confessing her interest lies with the basketball team captain. Right behind the said captain appears imposing, making our hero look even smaller than he is. Hugging her new boyfriend, the girl walks away without looking back, leaving Wujai heartbroken. Facing this cruel scene, sadness takes over, realizing he never had a chance against the rival. Alone and humiliated, only the bitterness remains of having been used while others celebrate. Mockery about his height of 1.60 m echoes, making the pain of rejection even worse. As if the sky cried for him, heavy clouds close in and rain begins to fall torrentially. Through the wet streets, Wujai walks aimlessly, questioning why he was deceived all this time. Suddenly, blinding headlights appear in the darkness and a horn announces danger coming his way. No time to react, the impact is brutal, sealing the fate of our boy in this ungrateful world. Through the void, the boy's soul travels between dimensions after the fatal accident. Like a shooting star, he dives towards a new unknown destiny. Scared, Wujai wakes up and stands on the bed trying to understand where he ended up. Smiling gently, a stunning woman approaches with concern on her face. Sweetly, she calls him Delang and says it is time to take the prepared medicine. Hearing the name, a reality shock hits the protagonist, remembering the story. In memory, the plot of water margin surfaces, revealing that he is the poisoned husband. Panicking, he screams and refuses, trying to push away the bowl of death the wife offers. Affectionately, the woman insists on making him drink, not understanding his sudden dread. To him, that beauty hides a cold killer about to commit a crime. In a brisk gesture, the bowl flies away, spilling the dark liquid on the bedroom floor. Copiously, the girl cries and shrinks back, hurt by her husband's aggressiveness. Between sobs, she regrets having cared for him for days only to receive such rudeness. Facing the tears, guilt hits hard, making Wujai question if he didn't overact. Calmer, he notes that perhaps things are different from the story he knows. Analytical, he deduces that the wife still has no motives to kill him at this moment. With a sigh of relief, Wujai concludes his life is safe for now. To change destiny, he plans to avoid any death flag that appears. Behind the woman's back, he observes her while strategic thoughts form. Admiring her beauty, he realizes he needs to act fast to ensure survival. In search of tactics, our hero seeks inspiration in his old life and passions. Soccer comes to mind, remembering that the best defense is attack and initiative. On the imaginary field, the determination to win fills his fighting spirit. He kicks fear away, preparing to play the most dangerous game of his life. Certain of victory, he promises himself he will conquer everything he desires in this world. Suddenly, a sharp scream from his wife interrupts his daydreams of grandeur. Bent over in pain, the beautiful woman holds her belly with a suffering expression. Worried, he asks what happened, momentarily forgetting his suspicions. Ashamed, she reveals she's in those difficult days and feels a lot of cramps. A beep sounds and a holographic screen appears floating in the air to his surprise. About the system, the robotic voice confirms he is a transmigrator with privileges. The main mission appears demanding he complete tasks to earn points. Details on the screen show he needs to maximize Pan Jinlian's affection. As a reward, the system promises to make him a complete man and cure his stature. Outraged, Wujai complains about the absurd difficulty of conquering his probable killer. Useless to complain, as the system warns that failing means being erased from existence. New mission appears to relieve the wife's menstrual pain in 5 minutes now. Success guarantees special items that unlock legendary medical skills. Looking at his small body, he understands he needs the points to grow. Confident, he assures his wife he knows exactly how to end her pain. A bit doubtful, she accepts the help, asking what her husband will do. Wujai's hands shine with a mystical bluish energy upon activating the skill. Liar, he says he studied medicine while positioning his hands over her. On her belly, the finger of Li, technique acts, sending waves of healing heat. Relieved, her expression of pain instantly softens with a magical touch. Blushing with pleasure, the wife's face reacts to the pleasant heat that makes the pain vanish. Focused, Wujai manipulates the energy points to ensure the mission's success. Totally surrendered, she relaxes on the bed, surprised by her husband's great skill. Wujai warns it's not over, announcing a special move to finish the treatment. A scream escapes her lips when the massage intensity increases for good. Attentive, he asks if the cramp finally went away as promised. Showing her legs, she squirms, mixing relief and a strange new sensation. Time runs and the counter shows few seconds left for the deadline. Fast, he puts all final energy to complete the progress bar in time. She begs him to stop, saying she can't take so much sudden intensity anymore. Light explodes when the technique reaches the apex, curing any remaining discomfort. Panning, Pan Jinlian rests with a glazed look of someone who went through something intense. The system confirms with a sound, indicating it recognized the protagonist's effort. Internal victory. He sees the mission accomplished notification shine before his eyes. Proud, Wujai smiles knowing he took the first step to change his destiny. Incredulous, Wujai looks at his own hand, feeling the power flow. Before him, the status panel opens, listing his current attributes. Weak, the numbers show he needs to improve a lot to survive. Calculating, our boy decides to focus on intelligence to overcome brute force. Through the window, the night advances while he draws plans for the future. Suddenly, a sound of water coming from the side attracts his immediate curiosity. Peeking, he sees his wife's silhouette and ends up making noise unintentionally. Panjinlium screams scared, throwing water in the intruder's direction. Wet, he tries to justify himself, stammering before the furious woman. Threatening, she holds a ladle ready to defend her honor. Analysis, she realizes it is just her clumsy husband and lowers her guard. Already morning, the sun illuminates the modest kitchen where life happens. Worried, the wife notes it holds almost noon and there is no lunch. Wooji takes responsibility, decided to prepare something special today. At the stove, he separates eggs and rice, remembering a golden recipe. Skillful, he manipulates the wok, making the rice jump in the intense heat. Shining, the dish gains a golden aura that seems to illuminate the room. Fascinated, the wife observes her husband's technique, disbelieving her eyes. Wooji offers a steaming bowl of the divine delicacy, asking her to taste. Upon touching the tongue, the flavor explodes, causing an indescribable sensation in her. Mentally, she exclaims it is incredible, feeling the heat run through her whole body. Radiant, Panjilium praises the food, saying it shines like pure gold. Smiling, Wu Zhai accepts the compliment, knowing this counts points in the system. Moved, she lets tears escape, remembering how hard life is. Tenderly, he asks her not to cry, wiping her face. Promising he guarantees they will get rich and never face need again. Confident, she squeezes his hand, feeling security for the first time. Hugged, the moment seals a new phase of complicity between the two. Wuji insists she sits and finishes the meal calmly. Obedient, she goes back to eating, nourishing not only the body but hope. Voracious, she continues eating while feeling a strange energy flow. Magical, the golden rice activates beneficial effects in her organism. Vibrating, the system warns that the culinary mission was a total success. So hot, she whispers, feeling the side effect of the pot and food. Points gained, the notification shines, making our protagonist happy. Satisfied, she finishes the bowl with a sigh of pure happiness. Suddenly, a tight hug takes Wuji totally by surprise. Thank you, she says, gluing her soft body against our hero. Tense, he tries to maintain composure with such sudden proximity. Red, she seems to be burning with fever or something more intense. Are you sick? He asks, touching her forehead with concern. Denying, she explains it is just the heat of the food spreading. Clever, he realizes a chance to use his medical skills on her. Massage, he suggests, promising to relieve this excess yang energy. Shy, she agrees, trusting her husband knows what he is doing. Wuji asks her to wait there, running to get the necessary material. In the kitchen, he finds a giant cucumber perfect for the treatment. Returning, he shows the vegetable to his wife, who widens her eyes confused. Fast, he explains it is for the face, before she thinks dirty thoughts. In the room, he asks her to sit to start the beauty session. Careful, he starts slicing the cucumber with master surgical precision. Relaxed, Panjilian closes her eyes, waiting for his saving touch. Applying, he covers her face with the fresh and green slices. Sighing, she says she finds the immediate relief on her hot skin refreshing. While it acts, Wuja takes the chance to check his skill points. Cunning, he plans to use this technique to make money in the city. Time passes, and the facial treatment comes to an end with absolute success. He hands her a mirror and tells her to look at the final result. Radiant, the woman barely recognizes herself with skin so soft and young. Grateful, she smiles charmingly, increasing her affection for him even more. Wuja questions if it still hurts, noting she still seems uncomfortable. Lightly, she admits the internal heat hasn't completely vanished. As an experienced doctor, he diagnoses she needs more treatment. Helping her, he lifts her from the bed with all care and chivalry. She changes the subject, saying it's for another time, fleeing to change clothes. Alone, our hero regrets not completing the total cure now. Later, the two go out to walk and clear their heads around the city. Beautiful, the landscape of the canals reflects the peaceful life of that place. Strolling, they observe the intense movement of boats and people. Dreamer, Wuza looks at it all, imagining his future empire there. Alerting about danger, he pulls his wife close to him on the street. Distracted, she almost bumps into a hurried passerby on the sidewalk. Protective, he places himself in front as a human shield for her. The stranger complains, telling them to watch where they go without apologizing. Tense, the mood darkens as our boy doesn't take insults home. Clinging to his clothes, the girl in pink begs him to save her sister. In tears, Chummy ignores dignity as despair speaks much louder. Facing the dramatic scene, the system activates a medical emergency mission. Opportunistic, Wuja sees the golden chance to farm points and accepts the request. Assuming the posture of an experienced doctor, he orders her to take him there. Through the village streets, the two run, attracting the attention of curious residents. Envious rivals murmur, doubting a young man without renown can cure anyone. Ignoring the comments, our hero focuses only on the objective and the reward. They arrive at the humble house, where the smell of sickness already warns of the situation's gravity. On the simple bed, a beautiful young woman squirms, sweating cold and pale as wax. Immediately, he activates the diagnostic vision provided by the virtual interface. The system notes the gravity, pointing to a severe inflammation in the abdomen. Without hesitating, Wu Zhai approaches to confirm the data with a physical exam. Tense, Chummy watches every gesture, praying he's the salvation. Warning he needs to touch, he extends his hand to the patient's belly. Upon pressing the spot, the sick woman lets out a moan that cuts the room's silence. Mentally, he diagnoses appendicitis, knowing time is short. To cure, he explains he will need to perform an invasive and delicate procedure. Misunderstanding that he wants to put his hand inside, Chummy blushes with shame. She thinks he wants to take advantage of her unconscious and defenseless sister. Furious, the girl grabs a piece of wood ready to defend the family honor. Screaming he is a pervert, she advances against the supposed quack doctor. Wuxia dodges the blow, holding her arm firmly but without hurting. Imposing his voice, he forces her to listen, making her look into his eyes and see the truth. Serious, he promises that if he doesn't act now, her sister will die in a few minutes. Chummi drops the wood, defeated by the fear of losing who she loves. Between sobs, she asks him to save her, surrendering all trust in him. Free to work, our protagonist buys the surgical kit in the system store. The steel scalpels shine technology too advanced for that ancient era. Commanding, Wu Zhi hands over a potent flashlight, asking the assistant to hold the light. With precision, Wu Zhi starts the surgery, cutting the skin with a steady hand. Blood appears, but he controls everything with the dexterity of a master surgeon. Scared, Chummi looks away, unable to see her sister being opened. Focus, he reprimands as he needs constant lighting on the exact spot. Obedient, she swallows the crying and keeps the beam of light on the wound. Inside, he locates the inflamed appendix about to burst and cause the end. Fast, he thinks removing the sick organ with a clean movement. Out of danger, now it only remains to close the cut and ensure recovery. Invisible stitches are given, a technique that won't leave ugly scars. Ready, he announces, wiping sweat from his forehead after extreme tension. Miraculously, the patient's breathing stabilizes almost instantly. Incredulous, Chummi approaches and sees her sister now sleeps in peace. You did it, she whispers, looking at Wu Zhi as if he were a god. Outside, shadows move near the window, peeking at what happened. Strange presence is felt, but our hero is too tired to check. Through the crack, a mysterious woman in a veil observes with penetrating eyes. Impressed with the impossible cure, the stranger murmurs about the divine technique. Curious, she decides she needs to know more about this miraculous doctor. Inside the house, the system notifies the absolute success of the impossible mission. Rain of points falls into Wu Zhi's account, making him smile from ear to ear. Bowing to the ground, Chummi thanks him, calling him great master. Modest, he says he merely used knowledge to avoid a tragedy. Remembering payment, he highlights that charity doesn't fill the belly nor give XP. Moneyless, the girl offers her own life as a servant to pay the debt. Wu Zhi agrees and accepts, thinking having helpers will be useful in the future. Suddenly, the sister in bed wakes up, confused with the scenery around. Screaming for her sister, Chummi runs to hug the one who returned from death. Moving, the reunion of the two warms even our protagonist's heart. Feeling his presence there is no longer needed, Wu Zhi says he is going. On the way out, he notices strange footprints outside the indiscreet window. Alert, he realizes he attracted unwanted attention with his powers. Mentally challenging them to come, he feels stronger with the new points. Walking home, the mood illuminates the path back to home sweet home. Far away, the mysterious woman reports what she saw to her shadowy superiors. Saying a new player entered the board, she changes the realm's destiny. Oblivious to this, Wu Zhi arrives home and finds his wife waiting for him. With a tone of relief in her voice, Pan Jinlian complains he took long. Summarizing it was work, he throws himself on the bed exhausted by the long day. Beside him, she notices the smell of other women and frowns. Perhaps, but she disguises it, turning to the other side to sleep. Closing his eyes, our boy visualizes the status panel glowing. Closer to the goal, he plans the next step to dominate this world. Tomorrow will be another day of challenges, and he needs to be ready for everything. In the silence of the night, only the sound of crickets lulls the just to sleep. Thus ends the day, but the legend of Wu Zhi is just beginning to be written. Chummi screams in panic, thinking her sister isn't breathing after the procedure. Calm, Wu Zhi checks the vital signs, knowing it is residual effect of the anesthesia. Asking her to observe, he lightly presses the patient's chest to stimulate. Magic breath returns deep and rhythmic, bringing color back to the pale face. Outside, the veiled woman observes everything with a glint of recognition in her sharp gaze. Whispering incredible, she recognizes the ancient gold needle acupuncture technique. Impressed, she decides this mysterious doctor is someone worth investigating. Inside the room, the system notifies that Chummi's loyalty reached maximum level. Now, she will follow our hero to hell if he asks, grateful for her sister's life. He asks the girl to stand up, for she is still kneeling in absolute adoration. Humble, she kisses his hands, promising to serve the divine doctor forever. Embarrassed, Wu Zhi tries to explain it was just standard medical treatment. Noting the veiled woman approaches with wrinkled nose, he questions about the bad smell. Mysterious, the stranger enters the room, commenting on a peculiar odor in the air. Tense, Pangili would feel the danger emanating from this new character if she were there. You stink, shoots the newcomer without any drop of politeness or social tact. Confused, Wu Zhi smells his own clothes, trying to understand the sudden and rude criticism. Laughing, the woman explains she speaks of the smell of sickness that impregnated the place before. Curious, she says, analyzing our protagonist as if he were a rare specimen. Suspicious, he asks who she is and what she wants invading other people's house. Just looking, answers the beauty, revealing eyes that seem to read his soul. In the system, an alert warns that interacting with this woman can yield rare rewards. Interested, Wu Zhi's tone changes instantly, becoming much more friendly and courteous. Divine Doctor, she calls, testing to see how he reacts to the grandiose title. Modest, he denies, but the sparkle in his eyes gives away he liked the recognition. Chat goes on, and she suggests he goes to the city to sell his medical talents. Money. The magic word makes our boy's ears grow with attention. Decided, he bids farewell to the saved sisters, promising to return to collect the favor. On the street, the sun shines bright, illuminating the path to the next lucrative adventure. Far away, the city bustles with opportunities for those who have the system in their favor. Wu Zhai announces they are going shopping, pulling his wife to the busy commercial street. Excited, Pan Jinlian looks at the colorful windows like a child in a candy store. Before a jewelry store, she stops enchanted by the shine of the pieces on display. Noticing her fixed gaze on a white jade bracelet, he asks if she liked it. Sad, she pulls him away, remembering they don't have money for such luxuries. Insisting they enter, our hero drags her into the fancy and expensive shop. Inside, the owner measures them from top to bottom with a look of pure disdain. Judging them by the simple and worn clothes, the merchant warns not to touch anything. Irritated, Wu Zhi ignores the warning and asks to see the most expensive piece in the center display. Mocking, the man asks if he has money, doubting that dwarf can pay. Calm, the wife tries to avoid trouble, asking them to leave there soon. Ordering her to stay, he says now it is a matter of honor to prove his worth there. On the counter, he throws a heavy silver coin that makes a loud sound when falling. Surprised, the seller widens his eyes, changing posture immediately to servile. Begging pardon and calling him young master, the man runs to get the jewel. Wu Zhi says it wasn't that one, pointing to another even more valuable and beautiful piece. Greedy, the owner smiles, showing yellow teeth, seeing profit increase. Suddenly, a local playboy enters the store demanding attention from everyone present. Pushing our protagonist aside with force, he orders him out of the way. Furious, Wu Zhi feels his blood boil with the arrogance of that spoiled noble. Cleaning the sleeve where he touched him, the newcomer asks who is this trash. Silence in the store, as everyone expects the boy to lower his head and apologize. Activating his strength enhanced by the system, our hero replies that he is the trash. General shock, no one believes he dared to challenge the city's young master. Screaming for him to die, the playboy throws a direct punch at our protagonist's face. Easy, Wu Zhi dodges and counter-attacks with a precise kick to the aggressor's stomach. Flying, the man crosses the store and smashes into the opposite wall unconscious. Taking the bracelet and leaving payment, he calls his wife to leave. On the way out, Pan Jinlian looks at her husband with a mix of fear and deep admiration. Hero, he defended her honor, making the beauty's heart beat faster. Coquettish, she calls for delaying as soon as they arrive in the safety of the home. Excited, the adrenaline of the fight seems to have awakened other instincts in her. Asking once more, the wife refers to the magic massage he did before. Wu Zhi accepts, saying sure, as this also helps him level up fast. In the room, she undresses, revealing curves that would make any saint lose his mind. Trying to maintain professionalism, the doctor commands her to lie down. She obeys, trusting his hands will work miracles again. Inventing a technical name for groping, he announces a touch exam. Serious, he explains he needs to verify if there are nodules or irregularities in the region. Red, she agrees, feeling his firm touch run through her soft skin. Holding back ladder at her innocence, he diagnoses everything is normal. She complains it hurts a bit when he presses a specific tension point. Dropping a complex medical term press, he says it is hyperplasia. Worried, she asks if it is serious, grabbing his arm with strength. Our hero guarantees it is an easy cure, ready to use his magic wand. Promising her health will be perfect, he ends the final exam. Jinlian feels her body light as a feather and lets out a sigh after the treatment. With a passionate look, she thanks her husband for taking such good care of her ailments. Ethereal, her soul seems to shine brighter, connected now to his destiny. Whispering the name Delang, she brings her face closer for a moment of real affection. Serious, Wu Zhi retreats a bit, remembering he needs to keep focus on the mission. The system warns the level went up, showing medical skill evolved. Talking about magic hands, he explains two in a massage unlocks energy channels. Attentive, the wife hears every word, admiring the husband's hidden wisdom. Cut to the bath where hot steam hides curves and feminine secrets. In the water, Jinlian relaxes tense muscles, enjoying the moment of peace. Chummy calls her sister, for she is also in the tub taking care of the saved relative. Together, the three beauties transform the simple bathroom into a visual paradise. Unexpected, Wu Zhi enters the room carrying towels, without warning before. They scream scared, covering with him facing his sudden invasion. Blushing, he apologizes, stammering and turning his face to the wall. Ordering him to leave, Jinlian throws water at her perverted husband. Fast, he tries to explain he just wanted to help, but no one wants to listen. Standing, Chummy and her sister cover themselves with shame, but grateful for his presence. Insisting he goes away, the wife pushes small Wu Zhi to the door. Comical, he's kicked out of the bathroom, flying like an old rag doll. Outside, the girls laugh at the situation, relieving the moment's tension. Locked, the door slams in his face, leaving him alone in the cold hallway. Inside, the conversation changes tone, talking about the rescued sister's future. In secret, they decide it is time to face the reality of the new life. Strolling, Wu Zhi waits in the courtyard, kicking pebbles while time passes. Already dressed, Jinlian calls for delaying, appearing with an enigmatic smile. Under the moonlight, the two walk together, discussing what they will do with the guests. Happy, she seems to accept the situation, as long as she continues being the main one. Tacit agreement, harmony reigns temporarily in the house full of women. Grave, Chummy's sister kneels to thank formally for the saved life. Introducing herself as Yu, she offers to serve the family as payment for the debt. Quick flashback, she remembers years of suffering before the miraculous cure. Determined, Yu insists she has nowhere to go and needs his protection. With a touch on his arm, she begs with eyes watery with emotion. Jealousy. Jinli intervenes right away, casting a deadly look at the rival. Wu's instinct alerts about danger, seeing the wife's murderous aura grow. Cold, the beautiful wife reminds that she rules the harem there and no one else. Humble, Yu accepts any condition, promising not to cause trouble to the mistress. Generous, her cleavage distracts our hero, who tries to keep his gaze up. Tense, Wu feels he's walking on eggshells between two dangerous tigresses. Dictating rules, Jinyan establishes clear limits for peaceful coexistence. Submissive, the new servant nods, sealing the servitude pact. Sweating cold, the protagonist realizes managing women is harder than fighting. Thunder in the background, the mood weighs as if the sky announced a storm coming. Wuja bangs the gavel and announces it is decided, ending the long discussion. Relieved, the sisters hug, crying, grateful for the master's mercy. Extending his hand to Yu, he says she is welcome, making the new resident official. Resolved, he retires to his room, needing peace and silence urgently. Alone, finally he can focus on what matters, the earnings of the accomplished mission. Mental vortex, he enters the system space to check his rewards. Imposing his digital avatar shows he's getting stronger every day. Memories of the wife appear, reminding that her affection is the key to everything. Close, Jinlian's image smiles on the screen, indicating progress in the relationship. Almost there. Little acts for him to unlock the next level of intimacy with her. Statistics open, he distributes the gain points in intelligence and vigor. Strategist, he knows he needs brains as much as muscles in this world. Analyzing, he verifies new items are available in the system store. Unlock warning shines, revealing a new special recipe to cultivate. Thoughtful, Wuja plans to use this new trump card to strengthen his team. Hands to work, he starts preparing the ingredients for the secret recipe. Energy flows, he infuses spiritual power in the herbs and boiling water. Attracted by the sweet and mystical aroma, the girls ask what that is. Curious, they crowd in the kitchen, observing the alchemist in action. Revealing it as divine tea, he promises the drink will do wonders for beauty. Rare ingredients, he mixes everything with precision, creating a golden liquid. Upon boiling, the tea emits a soft light that illuminates the dark room. Ready, he serves 3 bamboo cups with a freshly prepared potion. Steaming, the vapor carries an essence that calms the soul instantly. Wuji invites them to drink, guaranteeing it is no strange poison. Suspicious but tempted, they bring the cups to rosy lips. First sip, and their eyes widen with the explosion of pure flavor. Intense shine, the tea's magic acts from inside out, purifying the skin. Exclaiming in unison that it is delicious, feeling the body vibrate with good energy. Radiant, the 3 women shine like goddesses, more beautiful than ever. Divine, sighs Chummy's sister, feeling youth return with full force. Explain, they ask, surrounded by pots and ingredients scattered in the kitchen. Master Wuja teaches the secret is not just boiling, but infusing energy in the mixture. Attentive, the girl in blue listens, but her look says the interest is in the professor. The next day, the line doubles the corner with customers thirsty for the beauty elixir. Gold reigns and our hero sees wealth finally entering his humble life. But envious looks lurk as quick success attracts dangerous sharks. At the main gate, tension rises when armed guards demand immediate passage. Who dares? Questions Wu Zhe, stopping at the door to bar the unwanted invasion. Arrogant, the guard leader announces the city's matriarch demands a consultation. Matriarch. Neighbors whisper with fear, for her name carries absolute power. Without choice, he accepts, seeing in this a chance to raise his social status in a jump. Following the entourage, he leaves the women at home worried about his uncertain fate. Through the city, the heavy atmosphere indicates this visit won't be just an afternoon tea. Facing the mansion, the place's grandeur makes our protagonist feel like an ant. Mocking if he is the tea master, a female voice comes from a swing in the garden. Beautiful and deadly, the matriarch's daughter evaluates him with disdain stamped on her pretty face. Correcting he is just a doctor, he maintains calm before the childish provocation. Irritated, the girl kicks the swing, frustrated for not being able to intimidate the visitor. Inside, the matriarch waits seated like a queen on her noble wooden throne. Ordering him to cure her, she speaks without beat around, the busher niceties, direct like a blade. Diagnosis activated, Wu Zhai scans her body with the system's special vision. Stating a Q blockage, she sees stagnant energy causing terrible pains. He guarantees he can help, but warns the method will require direct physical contact. A servant screams insolent, thinking it absurd for a man to touch the great lady. With a gesture asking for silence, the matriarch silences everyone, for pain is greater than pride. Alone in the room, sexual tension and danger mix in the stuffy air. Professionally, he asks her to take off her clothes, ignoring the blush on her face. From the back, the ancient scar on her back reveals a past of bloody battles. Needles in hand, he starts treatment, piercing vital points with precision. Hands cover, and she tries to preserve what remains of dignity before the young doctor. Whispering to trust, Wuja guides her energy to flow freely again. He proposes covering eyes with a blindfold to make her more comfortable during the process. She agrees and accepts, relaxing shoulders for the first time in years of tension. Darkness for him, but the system shows everything in shiny and detailed wireframe. Creator, he sees every curve but keeps the serious posture of a blind monk. Firm touch, his fingers find tension knots and undo them like magic. Contained moans escape, for the deep relief borders on forbidden pleasure there. Mentally, she admits it is incredible, feeling the healing heat invade her soul. Suddenly, the door opens with a bang, breaking the mystical healing mood. The spoiled daughter enters screaming, mother, shocked to see the matriarch half-naked with a stranger. Roaring to get out, the lady covers herself with a sheet while glaring at the intruder. Confusion armed, the girl accuses Wu Jai of abuse, creating a huge scandal. Calm, he removes the blindfold, revealing innocent eyes, or almost before the fury. Dryly, he justifies it as treatment, while putting away his golden needles. The matriarch complains of pain, feeling a twinge, but soon realizes it is the cure acting. Rebound effect, the body purges toxins, making her sweat cold for a few seconds. Magic, her skin rejuvenates, visibly erasing worry wrinkles. The daughter stammers how, seeing her mother look 10 years younger in front of her. Decreeing it is over, Wu Jie knows he fulfilled the mission with total excellence. Powerful, the matriarch stands up, feeling a vitality she judged lost forever. Speaking of reward, she opens a chest full of gold coins and rare jewels. Eyes shine, our hero accepts payment, thinking of the empire he will build. But before leaving, the grateful lady whispers a warning to be careful with the magistrate. Powerful enemies, it seems the cure attracted attention from those who shouldn't know anything. On the return, an assassin's shadow follows him through the silent rooftops of the night. Ambush, a dagger flies tearing the air towards our protagonist's neck. Fast reflex, he dodges at the last second, feeling the wind of the deadly blade. Screaming who sent it, he stares at the black figure landing in front of him. Due in sight, the full moon witnesses the start of a battle for survival. Elsewhere, the matriarch demands they speak, interrogating who tried to kill her doctor. Conspiracy, it is discovered the magistrate wants to monopolize the youth elixir. Furious, she decides she will protect Wu Jie, even if she has to start a war. Meanwhile, in the alley, Wu Jie trades fast blows of the masked assassin. Mocking he is weak, our hero activates a newly acquired combat skill. Impact, a punch charged with Chui throws the enemy against the brick wall. The bandit begs for mercy, seeing he underestimated the target completely. No time to lose, our hero knocks him out and disappears in darkness before more arrive. At home, the wives sleep, unaware of the danger that circled the husband's life. Slightly wounded, he cleans a cut on the arm, hiding proofs of the fight. Thinking of secrets, he knows to protect them he will need to dirty his hands often. Dawn breaks, and the line of customers at the door tripled with rumors of the miraculous cure. Business, Wu Jie smiles at the gold, but his eyes watch every face in the crowd. Fame has a price, and he is willing to pay every penny to reach the top. End of block, but the saga continues with more intrigues, romances, and battles to come. Whispering thank you, the matriarch pulls his face close to him with intense gratitude. It isn't a stolen kiss, just a gesture of intimacy that seals a powerful alliance. Placing the family power in his hands, she tells him to order whatever he wants. Seductive, she promises she will do anything the official desires from now on. Hug, the moment is interrupted by the need to keep appearances outside. Saying goodbye, Wu Jie says he is going, knowing now he's wide backing. On the way out, he feels the weight of her gaze, a mix of desire and deep respect. Back to reality, he walks through the streets thinking how to use this new support. Arriving home, lights are still on, sign that his wives wait for him. Celebrating he returned, they get relieved seeing he is in one piece. Tired, he throws himself in the tub, needing to wash another woman's smell off the body. Relaxing, the hot water dissolves tension from the battle and recent political intrigue. Murmuring about plans, he visualizes the system panel to decide the next step. Determined, Wu Jie decides it is time to expand his business and get rich for real. Tomorrow early, the city will know the true power of modern entrepreneurship. Dawn still, and our hero is already up organizing material for the new store. Wake up, he calls, taking the girls out of bed to help in mass production. Sleepy, they obey, trusting the genius husband's crazy business vision. In the cauldron, the mix of herbs and tea boils, releasing that mystical and delicious aroma. Ready, announces Wu Jie, inaugurating the beauty tea stall in the square center. Curious passersby stop to see what that short boy is up to. Tazy shouts, offering samples to attract the suspicious local clientele. Good smell, but people retreat seeing the sign with the absurd price hanging there. 100 coins, complains an old man, saying this is daylight robbery. Murmurs of revolt, the crowd begins to curse, calling our protagonist a scammer. Tranquil, Wu Jie crosses arms, knowing quality has its price and no discount. Swindler, accuses a man trying to flip the cauldron to end the party. Age-old Chumai blocks the aggressor, defending the family business to the tooth and nail. Stole, asks Wu Jie, challenging anyone to prove his product isn't worth gold. Tense, the mood heats up, and it seems the inauguration will end in a general brawl. An imperious voice orders them out of the way, opening a path in the middle of the crowd. Mysterious, a luxurious carriage stops, and from it descends a figure covered by black veil. Whispering if it is the madam, everyone recognizes the aura of nobility of the unknown woman. Elegant, she approaches the counter and asks for a bowl of the controversial and expensive tea. Total silence, people hold breath waiting to see if she will spit or pay. Delicate, she lifts the veil just enough to drink the golden liquid. Sit going down, and suddenly light emanates from her body, blinding spectators. Exclaiming incredible, the woman reveals she is the matriarch, giving a boost. Immediate effect, her skin shines and tiredness disappears as if it were pure magic. Screaming she wants 10, she throws a bag of gold on the counter without thinking twice. Madness, seeing the noble buy makes the crowd change mind in a blink of an eye. Screaming they also want, dozens of others fight to buy the miraculous product. Huge line, business explodes and coins begin to rain in the cash register. Smiling, Wu Jie winks at the matriarch, thanking the aggressive and free marketing. Absolute success, stock begins to drop too fast for the insane demand. An addicted customer asks for one more, feeling 10 years younger after drinking. Organized chaos, the three wives run to serve in charge, sweating from working so much. Asking for calm, Wuja tries to organize the mess so no one leaves without paying. Suddenly, a man with a fan appears, with an air of one who owns the place and knows up. His servant says the master wants to taste, demanding VIP service in front of everyone. Pointing to the line, our hero fears no ugly face or expensive silk clothes. Offended, the noble threatens to close the establishment for disrespect to authority. Suggesting he taste before, Wuja hands a cup to shut the arrogant mouth. Skeptic, the man drinks, making a face, ready to criticize and destroy reputation. Stifling, he feels the celestial flavor invade every cell of the surprised body. Flavor explosion. The fan falls from his hand while he enters gastronomic ecstasy. Admitting it is delicious, the noble loses posture and licks his lips with will. Surrendered, he apologizes and orders a whole barrel to take home. More publicity, now even the city's elite is in our small businessman's pocket. Warning it sold out, Wuja closes doors with a smile of total satisfaction. Celebrating they are rich, Chummi throws coins up inside the shop. Counting, they realize they made in a day what would take years to earn. Deciding to limit sales, Wuja creates scarcity to keep price up high. Marketing geniuses, the wives look at him with renewed admiration and passion. Calling for Delang in chorus, they surround the husband with suggestive looks. Danger, he realizes success brought another kind of problem to solve. Trying to escape, saying not today, he claims extreme tiredness after the day. No escape, they grab him, demanding special message as reward. Bargaining just a little, he knows he won't have energy for the three. In the room, play begins and the system notifies harem points gain. Laughing, the scene ends with the family united and happy, prospering against all odds. Outside, the moon shines over the sold-out sign, symbol of our hero's victory. Envious, a figure spies from afar, planning how to steal the miraculous recipe. Oblivious to evil, Wu Zhai sleeps the sleep of the just, dreaming of mountains of gold. Thus, the beauty tea legend spreads, changing everyone's destiny in city. Wu Zha calls him to come, starting Spartan training in the house courtyard. Screaming to kill, he teaches lethal blows so they can defend themselves alone. Sweat flies and their evolution is visible with every movement repeated with exhaustion. The master demands once again, giving no slack to the beautiful warriors in training. Exhausted, they fall on the ground, but the shine in eyes shows they understood the message. Secret technique, he introduces the 3 breaks concept to increase strength. Encouraging to be fast, they practice handstands to strengthen core. Inverted, their vision changes as well as determination to survive in this dog world. Jinlian questions if it is waste, thinking so much effort might spoil her beauty. Guarantee no, Wu Zhai explains firm muscles are the best cosmetic that exists. Night falls and he reflects on the cruel fate of women in that ancient society. Swearing to himself he will change this, he looks at stars with renewed ambition. Dawn breaks and hunger marketing strategy continues attracting ravenous crowds. Uniformed wives now look like an elite customer service squad. Customers drool not only for tea, but for the celestial sight of trained attendants. Warning about competition, a neighbor alerts about a new store opening in front. Rival inside, a curvy woman appears promising to steal all his clientele. Introducing herself as Li Nian, she smiles like one who knows how to use her attributes. Black Widow, her story is sad, expelled by deceased husband's family. Wu Zhai thinks poor thing, but business instinct screams this is a scam. Seductive, she tries an approach using charm to get a partnership. Reacting with rejection, Jinlian smells a skank miles away. Late at night, Li Niang appears in his room like a tempting ghost. Whispering asks for help, offering everything she has in exchange for protection. Strong temptation, Wu Zhai sweats cold, divided between moral and unique opportunity. Refusing, he says he can't, maintaining dangerous fidelity to his original harem. Frustrated, she exits through window, swearing she will get what she wants another way. Insomnia, he rolls in bed, thinking if he made right choice rejecting such offer. System alerts about new mission, indicating rivalry will generate profits or deaths. Next morning, mood on street is cold war between 2 neighboring stores. With a bang, gate shakes with strong knocks that wake whole house. Government officials invade courtyard, bringing official subpoena from magistrate. Scared if he will be arrested, wives fear success attracted the law. Calming it is just a talk, guard keeps hand on threatening sword. In court, Wu Zhu walks head up facing local power without fear. The magistrate says he heard of him, looking like someone who eats bribes for breakfast. Demanding taxes, authority wants a fat slice of tea profit. Tense negotiation, Wu Zhu offers a plan better than gold urban development. Proposing 3 stages, he draws a future where city becomes trade route. Interested officer scratches chin, seeing chance to be promoted to capital. Deciding for partnership, magistrate swaps fine for strategic alliance. Guaranteeing total protection, he makes Wu Zhu's store untouchable by bandits. Back, our hero brings official seal worth more than any weapon there. Praising him as genius, wives see husband bent law to his favor. But peace lasts little, as Li Niang returns with public challenge in square. Culinary duel, she announces, throwing glove in our protagonist's face. People cheer, loving idea of seeing 2 merchants clash. I accept, answers Wu Zhe, confident in system and his modern skills. Judge, the magistrate himself volunteers to taste competition dishes. Secret ingredient, she brings jade cookies, rare and expensive delicacy. Delight, groans officer upon taste and giving high score to challenger. Pressure, now it is Wu Zhe's turn to show he knows how to make more than tea. Fish, he chooses, picking fresh animal thrashing on board. Lauder, crowd finds funny as fish is poor people food and smells bad. Ignorant, he thinks, preparing to give gastronomy lesson. Knife shines, he cleans fish with supernatural speed, impressing everyone. Li Nang watches, arms crossed, certain victory is already hers. Wei asks Wu Zhe, lighting fire with dramatic fingers snap. Smell begins to change and rotten fish aroma turns into banquet perfume. Impossible, murmurs rival, seeing smoke draw shapes in air. Science in kitchen, Wu Zhe explains secret is removing impurities first. Showing blood comes out, he drains liquid that causes bad taste in meat. Marinade, he bathes fillets in herbs and spices unknown there. Alcohol, he pour ice wine using chemistry to break molecules. High fire, frying pan sizzles and flame rises to booth ceiling. People applaud show, hypnotized by performance worthy of starred chef. Teaching it his chemistry, he speaks terms no one understands, but all respect. Dish gets ready, golden and crispy, looking like edible gold on plate. Magistrate tastes, and his eyes roll back with immediate and uncontrollable pleasure. Screaming divine authority declares never ate anything like it in life. Crushing victory, Wu Zhe wins duel and humiliates arrogant competition. Li Niang falls on knees, acknowledging she lows to a true master. He invites her to join, extending hand to talented loser. Surprised, she accepts, and business harem gains one more valuable member. End of arc with Wu Zhe, king of Culinary and city woman. New challenge system alerts that fame attracted envy of a famous rival chef. Imposingly, Pinger enters the store with curves rivaling the wives. Mocking it as deserted, she notes today business is weak because of her own store. Jinlian accuses of copying, realizing her tea smells just like ours. Correcting it was improved, rival tosses hair with arrogance of one who knows what she does. Intimidating, she proposes a final duel, loser closes doors forever. Wu Zhe accepts but imposes humiliating condition if he wins dispute. Laughing at squats, she thinks the boy is delusional with fear of defeat. Li Pinger agrees, saying done, certain her thick soup is unbeatable. Battle starts and knives fly, cutting ingredients at light speed. They nickname her dish Soup Monster, exuding dense and rich aroma. Wu Zhe smiles, pulling a live fish from tank with bare hand. Everyone marvels, asking if raw, seeing him slice translucent meat with precision. Ice and fire, he uses opposite techniques to create unique texture and world. Magistrate tastes her soup first, groaning with bodied flavor. Praising it as perfect, rival already celebrates victory ahead of time. Wu Zhe's turn, he serves fish that seems to swim on plate so fresh. Criticizing it as too simple, Li Pinger gets curious against will by smell. Officer takes to mouth and time stops in hall packed with spectators. Tears flow and he remembers childhood such as purity of flavor. Decreeing insuperable authority declares Wu Zhe absolute winner of duel. Shock, rival can't believe she lost to a dish apparently so basic. Demanding she complies, our hero points to ground with sadistic smile. Red, Li Pinger starts squats, screaming she was wrong at every descent. Audience goes wild and wives laugh, seeing enemy publicly humiliated. Wu Zhe says enough after 50th, extending hand to help her up. Offering again for her to work for him, sees potential in all that stubbornness. Surrendered, she accepts, realizing it is better to be on winner's side. Party in city with food and drink to celebrate empire expansion. Wedding night. No accounting night for money doesn't stop coming in. Whispering monster, Chummy sees husband count coins with supernatural speed. Expansion, he plans to open branches in all neighboring cities soon. Calling system mentally, he wants to see how much he evolved with this victory. Level up and new management and combat skills are unlocked. A new day is born and line at door devils block again. Commanding departure, Wu Zhe leads his army of beautiful attendants to trade war. Success attracts flies and a chubby noble watches from afar with binoculars. MBE plans to kidnap chef to cook only for him. Oblivious, our protagonist serves steaming bowls, spreading liquid happiness. Sang Yi is her hero, a customer falls in love with flavor and cook. Heartthrob fame, now he has to deal with hysterical fans besides business. Warning, careful, Jinlian sharpens knife with jealous look at customers. Armed piece, harem protects itself against intruders with fake smiles and sharp glares. Night falls and day's profit count hits historic record in region. Rich but with target on back, Wu Zhe's life was never so dangerous and exciting. Shadows move on roof, ninjas sent by envious noble for abduction. Sharp senses, Wu Zhe wakes before they even step on bedroom floor. Ironizing visits, he draws soup ladle as improvised weapon. Comical combat, he defeats invaders using kitchen utensils like master. Frying pan of face, last ninja falls fainted with sound of tune gong. Interrogating who sent, he steps on chest of failed group leader. With fear, bandit confesses fat noble's name, shaking with dread of cook. Deciding tomorrow they will have visit, Wu Zhe plans special delivery for sender. Tied up, ninjas are left at magistrate's door as gift. Next morning, our hero marches to enemy's mansion with firm step. Screaming delivery at gate, he kicks massive wood with brute force. Guards fly and he enters courtyard like culinary justice hurricane. Stammering, what is this, fat noble drops expensive wine glass. Announcing peace agreement, Wu Zhe sticks knife in banquet table. Terms dictated, either fatso becomes minority partner becomes soup ingredient. With terror, noble signs contract, shaking, ceding half his fortune. Smiling pleasure doing business, Wu Zhe leaves there richer and more powerful. On return, city applauds him knowing he faced local tyrant. Living legend, now he is tea king and protector of common people against abuses. At home, wives prepare royal banquet to celebrate definitive victory. Jillian proposes toast, raising wine glass to conquering husband. Responding to future, all seal Wu family's greatness destiny. System notifies arc concluded, releasing epic rewards for user. Black screen, but story continues, for world is vast and full of opportunities. Into this chapter, but Wu Zhe's journey is just starting to heat up. Credits roll in his mind while he plans to dominate imperial capital. Suggesting on a capital, he plants seed of next adventure. Eyes shine and bags begin to be packed mentally by all of them. Goodbye quiet life, hello court intrigues and divine level challenges. Dragon awakens and nothing will stand in his way to top of world. Duel mark for tomorrow at Lion Tower Square, iconic city spot. Confident Lipinger warns her secret studied recipe will crush competition. Dangerous curve, she walks away swaying, leaving trail of perfume and threat. Espionage. Our hero watches everything from dark corner, planning counter-offensive. Murmuring it will be a surprise, he decides to innovate with something no one ever saw there. In lab he starts processing yam milk as chemical stabilizer. Pestle hits and mixture gains consistency under rhythmic force of his arms. Step 2, he adds citrus fruit juice to create natural fermentation. Thinking of bubbles, Wuji smiles seeing chemical reaction happen in clay pot. Melted butter, secret ingredient to give shine and velvety flavor to tea. Brute force without electric mixer, he uses muscles to emulsify everything by hand. Screaming shake, pot shakes violently creating dense and creamy foam. Golden shine system warns quality reach divine level once again. Red alert, house guardian detects intruder trying to sabotage preparation. Silence slados through roof with clear intention to destroy recipe. Slow motion invader in blue jumps with feline agility towards kitchen. Saying gotcha, Wu Zhai predicts her trajectory with instant mental physics calculations. Impact, he intercepts her landing, holding her before she touches sacred ground. Eyes and eyes, assassin is surprised by Cook's strength and speed. Grappling, fight, the two roll on floor and dance mixing combat and something more. Screaming to let go, she tries to free herself from iron hug immobilizing her. He teases about screaming, reminding if she makes scandal, she goes to jail for invasion. Blackmail, Wu Zhe threatens to parade her naked through city if she doesn't cooperate now. Blushing and furious, girl in blue realizes she fell in pervert's trap. Bright idea. He decides to use her strength in his favor instead of turning her in. Ordering to taste, he shoves spoon of unfinished mixture in prisoner's mouth. Flavor shock, her eyes shine feeling salty and sweet taste mixing. Questioning if aphrodisiac, she feels body heat up with food energy. Laughing no, he explains it as just culinary perfection acting on senses. Tired, she is forced to watch master finish his gastronomic masterpiece. Her body asks for more, addicted to first spoonful of that magic cream. Wu Jie negotiates, she works, untying ropes with condition she helps. Egg whites, he teaches her to beat eggs until firm like clouds. Frenetic rhythm, the two cook together in harmony, forgetting they were enemies. Revealing to be sponge cake, he says name of dessert that will accompany tea. Improvised oven, smell of baking cake floods kitchen and girl's soul. Ready, cake comes out golden and fluffy, looking like piece of heaven on earth. Offering to eat, he cuts generous slice for hungry ex-assassin. Bite and soft texture melts in mouth, making her moan with genuine pleasure. Admitting delicious, she surrenders completely to target's culinary talent. Transformation, ninja outfit gives place to pure happiness shine on her face. Begging for more, she forgets mission and honor because of piece of cake. Lying it ended, Wu Zhai saves rest for tomorrow's duel in square. Sadness, she pouts looking like child who had candy stolen. Proposing it be hers, he offers lifetime cake in exchange for eternal loyalty. Outrageous slave, she thinks he wants to treat her like common servant. Wu Zhi corrects to partner, promising she will be store's right arm. Temptation, offer of divine food every day weighs more than lonely freedom. Screaming, she accepts, she shakes his hand with strength enough to break bones. Pact sealed, Shikia Beauty's name now is part of his crazy family. He says to taste this too, show a new experimental dish on counter. Eyes shine and she attacks food as if not eaten for days. Satisfied, Wu Zhi sees he gain elite bodyguard for price of floor. Dawn breaks and big duel day against Li Pinger finally arrive for all. Crowded square, people elbow each other to see who will be king or queen of Culinary. Li Pinger is already there, with luxurious counter and uniformed assistants. Mocking late, she sees Wu Zhi arrive yawning with new helper. Answering strategy, he sets up simple equipment with annoying calm. Smell begins to rise and aroma war divides square into two crowds. Judge announces start, giving go ahead for final flavor battle. The knife flies, Li Pinger cuts vegetables in air, showing high-level technique. Commenting show off, Shikio eats cake leftover hidden behind counter. Wu Zhi focuses on Daof kneading with movements recalling ancient martial arts. Fire rises and he flambees ingredients, creating controlled flame column. Audience is impressed with wow, seeing visual spectacle of our protagonist. Grumbling cheap tricks, rival focuses on her long cooking broth. Time passes and dishes begin to take definitive shape on counters. Presentation, Li Pinger serves golden soup in fine porcelain bowl. Announcing imperial soup, she is sure sophistication will ensure victory. Judge tastes, closing eyes to appreciate complexity of rare spices. High score, crowd applauds thinking impossible to surpass that perfection. Wu Zhi's turn, he brings simple dish cloud cake with milk tea. Jiggles, some think he brought kids snack to serious competition. Saying he cuts slices that tremble being so soft on plate. First forkful and silence falls over whole square like heavy mantle. Rushing husband Shakil tries to balance heavy training equipment Wu Zhai invented. Groaning he is master, she uses revealing uniform that leaves male audience hypnotized. Malicious smile, Wu Zhai approves martial-made visual knowing beauty attracts votes. He plans today will be day Heron consolidates his combat and charm force. Uniform, new member joins other wives who look askance at busty rookie. Saying she knows, Jinlian realizes she will have to share husband's attention once more. Whispering he compensates later, Wu Zhi winks at main wife to avoid jealousy. Night falls, and promise is fulfilled under sheets with interest and monetary correction of pleasure. Shy Chummy asks if it is all of them, seeing husband intends to train with whole group. Dawn breaks and duel day starts with sun illuminating arena where destiny will be sealed. Someone points to her eyes, noting Shikiao shines with fierce new determination. Confrontation, two teams march to center, exchanging sparks that almost ignite stage. Lion Tower imposing scenery does justice to titanic battle about to explode there. Ordering them to swell, Lipinger reveals expensive ingredients making audience drool with envy. Rebutting it is simple, Wuxia maintains humble style hiding overwhelming power. Judge's bench of corrupt officials and demanding gourmets prepares to judge. Gong sounds to start, and Lipinger attacks with fire technique, cooking everything in seconds. Yachting with boredom, Wuxia calmly mixes secret duff with smooth movements. Smell of rivals food floods square, making stomachs rumble in unison. Whispering if she won already, thinking her sophistication is unsurpassable by anyone. An officer tastes dish and his eyes roll, decreeing it as magnificent. Victorious smiles, she crosses arms, certain she crushed insolent small merchant. His turn, Wuxia presents simple clay pot without colored smoke or special effects. Main judge asked to open, suspicious of all that simplicity in such big event. Golden light, upon uncovering beam of light goes up to skies, blinding whole audience. Screaming what is this, everyone protects eyes from divine radiation emanating from food. Perfect fermentation aroma coming out is not from this world, purely celestial. Stammering impossible, Lipinger feels legs shake before that culinary aura. Judge takes spoon to mouth, shaking as if about to commune with gods. Scream in roars with pleasure, ripping own clothes, an explosion of gastronomic ecstasy. Asking where he is, Judge is mentally transported to dimension of pure flavors. Vision, he sees future skyscrapers, spaceships, modern China in all glory. Tears run, he sees nation's prosperity born from that simple soup bowl. Announcing with chucked voice Wu Ji won, he falls on knees in reverence. Square explodes in applause, recognizing they witnessed miracle, not competition. Stammering how rival tastes a bit and falls sitting, defeated by absolute flavor. Admitting lost, Lipinger bows head before new local culinary emperor. Girls celebrate calling wife, hugging Wu Ji who smiles like tired conqueror. Remembering promise, he looks at loser who now owes him total obedience. Swearing she will serve, she integrates commercial and loving empire that doesn't stop growing. Party night, whole city celebrates with victory, tea being distributed for free. Toast, Wu Ji raises cup to moon, thanking system for one more conquest. Jinlian asks what is next stop, ready to follow husband to end of world. Answering world, he shows ambition shining brighter than stars in sky. Duel arc end, but Wu Ji's legend just began to be written in history. An addicted customer asks for more, licking empty bowl as if made of gold. Chaos demand tripled and new employees run to manage. Asking for calm, Wu Ji tries to organize line already circling block twice. Shikio uses ninja skills to serve tables at supersonic speed. Lipinger uses noble charm to calm most excited and rich customers. Harmony, unlikely team works like high precision Swiss watch. Profit, sound of coins falling in safe is best music to his ears. Boss, calls imperial messenger, cutting line with golden scroll in hand. Invitation, emperor heard of wood divine te and demands creator's presence in court. Capital, wives get scared knowing it is a nest of poisonous snakes. Let's go. Decides Wu Ji, seeing chance to play on hard level and win bigger prizes. Bags packed, Wu family caravan prepares for most dangerous trip of all. Goodbye hometown, hello palace intrigues and envious imperial concubines. On road, Wu Ji looks back one last time, saying goodbye to simple life. Future awaits and he will devour it as if it were one of his delicious cakes. Screaming bandits, Scott alerts about ambush on dark road curve. Smile, Wu Ji snaps fingers, anxious to test new combat skills. Asking to leave to her, Shikio draws daggers with accumulated bloodlust. Quick massacre, bandits regret being born facing combat harem. Dust settles and trip continues calm, paved with bodies of fools who tried. Capital gates, grandeur of wall makes hometown look like village. Announcing arrival, he feels heavy air of power and conspiracy hang in there. Guards demand pass, but imperial seal opens way like bureaucratic magic. Cosmopolitan crowd, people from everywhere mix in cauldron of cultures and dangers. Looking for lodging, they find luxurious inn to rest and plan. Warning careful, Jinlian feels covetous looks on female group beauty. In room, Wu Ji gathers wives war council to outline strategy. Order is dominate, be it by stomach or brute force if needed. Night falls on capital, hiding secrets that can kill or raise man to skies. Tomorrow emperor will taste tea, and kingdom's destiny might change forever. Screaming daddy, childish voice makes Lipinger run towards crowd. Her father, old man of noble but fallen appearance, hugs lost daughter. Crying he was sold, explains lost everything due to gambling debts. Sobbing apology, she lets Wu Ji observe moving family reunion scene. Asking him to pay for her, Pinger looks at new master with pleading eyes. Asking how much, Wu Ji already calculates loss this charity will cause unsafe. Debt paid, old man bows grateful, promising eternal loyalty to genius benefactor. Revealing spring water, father tells secret of mystical source he protected. Thinking interesting, Wu Ji sees family investment might bring quick return. New plan, combine milk tea with pure water to create definitive elixir. In room, Lipinger appears dressed or almost to thank savior properly. System warns favorability rose, showing her loyalty is now unbreakable. Cowling to come, she pulls him to bed with promises of secret pleasure techniques. Next day, news runs, emperor wants to taste legendary tea immediately. Wu Ji marches to palace, taking wives as honor guard and assistants. Before throne, ruler's spiritual pressure almost makes his knees buckle. Ordering to taste, royal eunuch tests tea first to avoid poisoning. Servant drinks and shines, rejuvenating years in seconds in front of whole court. Emperor smiles, seeing legend was true and immortality can be real. Make for me. He commands demanding lifetime supply of miraculous drink. Negotiator Wu Zhi asks in exchange official title and lands to expand business. Granted. Decrees monarch naming him Count of Celestial Tea, right there. NV, general in black armor glares at our hero with killer look. Duel, challenges military claiming noble title must be earned with blood, not tea. Accepted, answers Wu Zhi, surprising everyone who thought he was just a cook. Palace arenas prepared and bets begin to roll loose among nobles. General draws giant sword, heavy enough to split horse in half. Wu Zhi grabs a ladle, no he invokes system weapon dragon spear. Gong sounds and ground shakes with impact of first titanic blow of the two. Sparks fly and audience holds breath before demonstration of brute force. Thinking fast, General is surprised seeing he can't hit agile target. Counterattack, Wu Zhi uses ghost step to appear behind slow enemy. Dry blow spear handle hits giant's nape, making him struggle dizzy. Murmuring impossible, court sees war favorite be humiliated by calm owner. Fury General activates forbidden technique, turning red and doubling in size. Roaring now dies, he brings sword down with strength to pulverize our hero. Perfect defense, Wu Zhi blocks attack with finger reinforced by QI. Absolute silence, even wind stops blowing before that power demonstration. Saying over, Wu Zhi delivers punch throwing General out of arena. Victory, Emperor stands applauding, charmed by free martial arts show. Screaming bravo, wives get proud of husband who dominates in kitchen and war. Extra reward, monarch offers one of his daughters in marriage to winner. Thinking trouble, Wu Zhi feels jealous looks of his harem burning his bat. Diplomat, he refuses gently, alleging his heart is already too full. Relief, girls breathe a deep, but promise to punish him later for scare. Li Pinger insists on paying gratitude debt, suggesting another wedding night. System warns combo, indicating affinity with her reached maximum level. Lights flash and golden aura involves couple during intimacy moment. Wu Zhi feels power, his cultivation increasing drastically through dual technique. Next morning he wakes invigorated and stronger than ever in life. Threat warning arrives that evil sect is eyeing tea recipe. Challenging let them come, he is confident now having military and political power. Expansion, new branches open in every corner of prosperous imperial capital. Gold flows like river and Wu family becomes richest in whole empire. But wealth attracts demons and old shadows begin to move in dark. Old enemy resurfaces someone Wu Zhi thought defeated in past. Whispering revenge, figure watches Wu mansion from afar with deadly hate. Alert, our hero's instinct beeps, feeling peace is about to end. Meeting, he warns wives to redouble attention in daily training. Final battle for world domination or tea market approaches. Screaming practice, Wu Zhi leads his women in advanced combat exercises. Sweat and beauty, courtyard turns into parade of lethal and stunning warriors. Evolution, each unlocks unique powers thanks to system pills. Jillian controls ice, cooling moods and enemies with a look. Chummy dominates fire, burning whoever dares touch what is hers. Storm approaches, black clouds cover capital announcing evil. Invasion, evil sect attacks mansion in middle of rainy night. Commanding to defend, Wu Zhi sees gate explode in 1,000 wood pieces. Chaos, hundreds of cultists dressed in black invade courtyard screaming madness. Smiling my turn, Jinlian freezes first wave of attackers instantly. Ice statues, invaders turn to macabre decoration in mansion garden. Fire, Chummy throws fireballs incinerating archers on roofs. Mocking weak, Shikio cuts throats with invisible sound speed. Sect leader appears floating in air with terrible power aura. Calling for Wu Zhi, villain throws challenge for final confrontation. Sunny morning in capital, luxury room still holds heat of previous night. Li Pinger complains one he exaggerated, wrapped in silk sheets after marathon. Between oaths, she says she never wants to leave side of this insatiable master. Knocks on door, servant interrupts romantic moment with trembling voice. Maid warns it is urgent, bringing bad news from outside mansion. She informs master who a nominal husband of Pinger, drank too much and fell into deep coma. Beauty gets scared asking if he is dying, for doctor already gave up on poor guy. Financial panic, her expression changes from pleasure to pure accounting terror. She murmurs not now, knowing his death at this hour is disaster. Wu Zhi realizes interest in questions, if fear of losing inheritance to vulture cousins. She confesses yes, indignant with idea of seeing her gold going to others. Crying for her money, she remembers that fortune is fruit of her sacrifice. Unich inheritance, all Hoa Zixu has actually belongs to her by right. Sad flashback, Pinger recalls days of cold and hunger before accumulating wealth. Wu Zhi consoles saying she suffered much, understanding her greed comes from fear of misery. She begs for him to save him, knowing only Wu Zhi's divine skills can reverse this. Negotiation kiss, she seals request with sweet lips and reward promise. He admits he can, but hesitates, calculating if effort is worth it. He questions how much worth, wanting to know exact prize size. She answers everything, listing properties, gold and hidden jewels. System calculates fast, estimated total in 300,000 silver tals. Widening eyes, Wu Zhi almost chokes with absurd amount mentioned. He repeats manly value of 300,000, converting to military power. Thinking it is much silver, our hero's heart beats stronger than in battle. Dream of grandeur, with this he assembles elite naval fleet to dominate seas. He says understood, serious, but inside is dancing with happiness. Wu Zhi decides to go now, for every lost second is money escaping. Rescue mission started, he runs to save life of most valuable man in city.